All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at Elon Musk's leadership style,
Oh, yeah?
specifically this idea of the power of vision.
Right.
We've got this excerpt from Elon Musk, vision-driven leadership.
Interesting.
It's easy to be impressed by, Tesla and SpaceX, but what's really going on
Yeah, what's that secret sauce?
behind his success?
Well, I think Musk really embodies this idea of vision-driven leadership.
Okay.
It's not just about making a profit, right?
Yeah.
It's about creating a company culture where everyone is working towards something bigger than themselves.
So it's more than just setting goals then.
Definitely. It's a driving force that influences every part of the business.
Okay, and in Musk's case, it's not just talk, right?
Right.
This vision thing is actually what's fueling all of
Right.
the decisions
It seems to be.
at his companies.
Yeah, it really does.
Can you give me an example of how this vision-driven leadership thing
Yeah.
plays out in the real world?
Well, think about Tesla. One of the biggest challenges with electric vehicles was the lack of charging infrastructure.
Right, yeah.
Most companies would have just focused on building the cars.
Right.
But Musk went further.
Okay.
He had this vision of a world where charging an electric car was as easy as filling up with gas.
Yeah.
So Tesla invested heavily in building their supercharger network.
Oh, so they were thinking ahead.
Yeah, anticipating a potential obstacle.
Wow. So Tesla was able to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles by addressing that head on.
Precisely. And that's a hallmark of this type of leadership.
Yeah.
Anticipating those future needs and proactively shaping the landscape to make that vision a reality.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about SpaceX?
Yeah,
Their vision is literally out of this world.
it is.
How does that translate into action?
So SpaceX's vision is to make humanity a multiplanetary species
Whoa.
by colonizing Mars.
Okay.
Now, that's a pretty audacious goal,
Yeah.
but it's incredibly inspiring.
I can imagine.
It's attracted some of the brightest minds in engineering and science.
Wow.
They're not just building rockets, they're building the future of space travel.
It's like they're working on a science fiction movie, but in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just attracting talent.
Right.
This vision has also driven some incredible technological innovations.
Like what?
Well, take the reusable rockets, for example.
Yeah.
SpaceX has developed rockets that can land back on Earth after launching payloads into space.
No way. So they can use them again.
Yeah.
Wow.
This drastically reduces the cost of space travel.
That's a big deal.
It was once considered impossible, but their unwavering commitment to this Mars vision made it a reality.
That's incredible. So it's not just a pipe dream.
Good.
It's actually leading to real advancements.
Absolutely.
Now, this all sounds very impressive.
Yeah.
But are there any downsides to this type of leadership?
Well, some critics argue that Musk's focus on these grand, long-term visions can sometimes lead to neglecting more immediate concerns.
Oh, so like what?
Like, for example, there have been concerns raised about worker safety at Tesla factories as they push to ramp up production.
Right, to achieve those big goals.
Exactly.
So it's important to have a balance.
Yes,
It's great to aim for the stars,
for sure.
but you also need to make sure you're taking care of things on the ground.
Absolutely. Vision-driven leadership is powerful, but it's not a magic bullet.
Yeah.
It requires that careful consideration of both the long-term vision and the practical realities.
Okay, so let's get back to Tesla for a minute.
Okay.
We've talked about the supercharger network
Yeah.
and their focus on sustainable energy.
Yeah.
How else does their vision show up in their company culture?
So Tesla's vision goes beyond just building electric cars.
Okay.
It's about changing the entire automotive industry. This is evident in their commitment to vertical integration.
Vertical integration.
Yeah. They design and manufacture almost all of their components in-house,
Oh, wow.
including their batteries and software.
So they're not just assembling parts. They're creating a whole
A whole ecosystem.
ecosystem.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this approach is deeply rooted in their vision of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy.
So they want to be in control of the whole process.
They believe that by controlling every aspect, they can make electric vehicles more affordable, accessible,
Yeah.
and ultimately the dominant form of transportation.
That's a pretty bold ambition.
It is.
It seems like they're not afraid to do things differently.
Not at all. They're constantly challenging the status quo,
Right.
which can sometimes lead to conflicts and setbacks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's also a driving force behind their incredible innovation and growth.
I can definitely see how that would attract people who are passionate about making a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the key benefits of this kind of leadership.
What do you mean?
It creates a sense of purpose
Yeah.
and belonging that goes beyond just a job.
Yeah, it's more than just a paycheck.
People are drawn to work for companies that are trying to make a real impact on the world.
Okay, so we've seen how this plays out at Tesla,
Right.
but what about SpaceX?
Yeah.
How does their vision of colonizing Mars influence their day-to-day operations and company culture?
So at SpaceX, the Mars vision is more than just a, motivational poster.
Right.
It's woven into the fabric of the company.
Okay.
They have this relentless focus on efficiency and innovation,
Yeah.
driven by the understanding that every breakthrough brings them closer to achieving that ultimate goal.
So it's almost like a constant sense of urgency,
Yeah, like they're always working towards a deadline.
even though it's like decades away.
Yes, exactly. And that urgency translates into a very fast-paced and demanding work environment.
Wow, I bet.
But it also creates a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose that
Yeah.
you don't find in many other companies.
Right, because everyone's working toward that one big goal.
People are willing to put in long hours and go the extra mile because they believe in the mission.
So it's not just about the work itself, it's about the bigger picture.
Exactly. And that's what makes this vision-driven leadership so powerful.
Okay.
It taps into people's desire to be part of something larger than themselves, to contribute to something meaningful.
Okay, so we've seen how this vision thing plays out at both Tesla and SpaceX.
Right.
It's clearly a key ingredient in their success.
It seems to be.
But can regular people apply this to their own lives and careers?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, these principles are universal.
Okay.
Whether you're leading a team, starting a business, or even just trying to achieve a personal goal,
Yeah.
having a clear vision can make all the difference.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Okay,
But before we dive into that, let's take a quick break.
sounds good.
When we come back, we'll explore how we can take these big ideas about vision and purpose and apply them to our own lives.
Right.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. So we've been talking about how Elon Musk's vision shapes his companies.
Right.
But now I'm thinking, like, how can we apply this to our own life? I mean, we might not be launching rockets.
Right.
But everyone has dreams.
Exactly. The scale might be different,
Okay.
but the principles are the same.
So
Whether you're aiming for a promotion, writing a novel, or just trying to get in shape,
Right.
having a clear vision is key.
Okay. But how do we go from a vague idea
Yeah.
to something actionable? Where do we even start?
It starts with defining your vision.
Okay.
What do you really want to achieve?
Right.
And just as importantly, why do you want to achieve it?
Oh, the why.
Yeah, that's what fuels your motivation and keeps you going when things get tough.
So it's not enough to just say, I want to be successful.
Right,
You need to define what success actually means to you.
exactly. Is it financial security, creative fulfillment, making a difference,
Right.
or something else entirely?
Okay.
Once you have a clear picture of what you're striving for and why it matters, you can start breaking it down into smaller, more achievable goals.
Okay. So we've got our vision defined, broken down into steps. What's next?
Communication is key.
Okay.
Share your vision with people you trust,
Why?
friends, family, mentors.
Oh, okay.
Talking about it helps you clarify your thoughts.
Yeah.
And it creates a support system to keep you accountable.
So it's like having a crew.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the journey.
They can offer encouragement, feedback, maybe even help you navigate obstacles.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And as you're working towards your goals,
Right.
use your vision as a filter for your decisions.
Oh, that's a great point.
Does this align with my vision?
Exactly.
Will it move me closer to where I want to be?
It's easy to get sidetracked by things that seem shiny and exciting,
Yeah, definitely.
but if they don't serve your ultimate goal, they might be distractions.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And is it okay to adjust your course as you go?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Life is full of surprises.
Right.
And your vision might evolve over time.
Okay.
The key is to stay flexible and adapt.
Yeah.
But keep your core values and aspirations in sight.
So it's not about rigidly sticking to the plan.
Right.
It's about staying focused on the destination.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now let's bring this back to Elon Musk for a moment.
Right.
One thing that stands out about him is his ability to inspire.
Right.
Think about SpaceX employees working those crazy hours
Yeah.
to send rockets to Mars.
It's more than just a job for them.
They're driven by a sense of purpose.
Okay, but how can we create that kind of environment in our own lives?
Yeah.
I mean, we might not be aiming for Mars,
Right.
but we can still inspire ourselves, of
Exactly.
course, to work towards a common goal.
It starts with being authentic
Okay.
and passionate about your vision.
So be genuine.
People can tell when you really believe in something.
Yeah.
And that's contagious.
Okay, so let your excitement shine through.
Exactly. And when you're working with others,
Right.
make sure you communicate how their contributions fit into the bigger picture.
Oh, so they know that what they're doing actually matters.
Exactly. Help them see how their efforts are making a difference.
Even in small ways.
Even in small ways, yeah.
Okay.
It's like building a house.
Right.
Everyone has a specific role.
Yeah.
And they all contribute to the final result.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. And remember to celebrate milestones along the way.
Right.
Acknowledge progress, both your own and others.
Right.
Take time to appreciate how far you've come.
Those small victories can really keep the momentum going.
Yeah, like refueling your spaceship.
For the next leg of the journey.
Exactly.
Now, let's switch gears for a second and talk
Okay.
about something that often gets overlooked.
Okay, what's that?
Self-care.
Ah, yes.
When you're striving for those ambitious goals,
Yeah.
it's easy to burn out.
It is. It's like running a marathon. You need to pace yourself.
Right.
Make sure you're taking care of your physical and mental health.
So it's not selfish to prioritize self-care.
No, not at all.
It's essential.
It's essential for staying focused and motivated in the long run.
Okay, and what about mindset?
Mindset is huge.
How do we cultivate that belief?
Surround yourself with positive influences.
Okay.
Read inspiring books. Listen to motivational podcasts.
Yeah.
Connect with people who support your aspirations.
Okay.
And practice gratitude.
Gratitude.
Taking the time to appreciate what you already have.
So shifting your perspective
Yeah,
from what's missing to
Right.
what's already working.
exactly. And remember that setbacks are inevitable.
Oh, they are?
They're not a sign of failure.
Okay.
They're opportunities to learn and adjust.
So it's all about how we respond.
Exactly.
Do we let them derail us?
Right.
Or do we use them as fuel?
Exactly. And that brings us back to one of those core principles.
Yeah.
Resilience, the
Yeah.
ability to bounce back and keep striving.
This has been super insightful. But before we wrap up part 2,
Okay.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Think about a time you achieved a goal
Okay.
that seemed impossible at first.
Right.
What kept you going? What helped you overcome the obstacles?
That's a great question to reflect on.
It reminds us that we all have the potential
Yeah,
if we set our minds to it
for sure.
and have a clear vision.
Absolutely.
We'll be back in a flash for part 3, where we'll explore some practical strategies
Okay.
for turning your vision into a reality. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into vision-driven leadership.
Okay.
Inspired by Elon Musk. We've
Yeah.
talked about the power of vision, the
Mhm.
importance of purpose.
Right.
But now I want to get into the nitty-gritty
Okay.
of how to actually make this stuff work in our own lives.
Yeah, let's do it.
So one of the most effective ways to make your vision feel real
Right.
is to get it out of your head and into the world.
Exactly. Try writing down your vision statement.
Oh, like a mission statement for your life.
Yeah, make it concise and compelling.
Okay.
Something you can easily remember and refer back to.
I like that.
You can even create a vision board.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
Find images and words that represent your goals
Okay.
and put them together in a way that inspires you.
Like a collage of your dreams.
Right. It sounds a bit cheesy, but it can really help
Yeah, I can see that.
keep your vision front and center, especially if you put it somewhere you'll see it every day.
So we've got our vision defined.
Right.
We've written it down, maybe even made a vision board.
Okay.
Now what?
Break it down
Okay.
into smaller steps.
All right.
What actions can you take this week, this month, this year
Okay.
that will move you closer to that ultimate goal?
So instead of getting overwhelmed,
Yeah,
we focus on the small, more manageable milestones.
exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
Adjust your approach as you go.
So be flexible.
You might discover new strategies or resources.
Yeah, it's like we're explorers,
Yeah,
charting a course through uncharted
you
territory.
got it.
Got to be willing to adjust our sails
Right.
based on the condition.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Seek out mentors,
Okay.
join communities, connect with people who inspire you.
So it's like having a crew
Yeah.
to support you on your voyage.
Exactly. They can offer guidance, encouragement, maybe even help you navigate those stormy seas.
Speaking of storms,
Right.
setbacks are inevitable, right?
Oh,
How do we deal with those moments of doubt
okay.
when we feel like giving up?
Well, first, acknowledge your feelings.
Okay.
It's okay to feel frustrated or disappointed
Right.
when things don't go as planned.
Yeah.
Don't let those negative emotions take over.
Okay.
Remind yourself of your vision.
So take a deep breath and refocus.
Yeah. And look for the lessons in those setbacks.
Okay.
What can you learn from this experience?
So don't see setbacks as failures.
Right.
See them as opportunities for growth.
Exactly. And remember to celebrate your successes along the way,
Yes, give yourself a pat on the back.
no matter how small.
Yeah,
Those small victories can keep you motivated.
especially when things get tough. So we've got our vision. We're breaking it down into steps.
Yep.
We're building a support system.
Right.
Celebrating successes, learning from setbacks.
Well-
Is there anything else we should keep in mind?
One final thought.
Okay?
Stay curious.
Stay curious.
Yeah, never stop learning and exploring.
I love that. It's like we're lifelong students.
Exactly.
Always eager to learn new things.
And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.
So enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Embrace the challenges.
Keep striving to become the best version of yourself.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
We've explored vision-driven leadership,
Right?
learned from Elon Musk,
Yeah.
and discovered practical strategies we can all use.
Absolutely.
But before we sign off,
Okay.
I want to leave you with one final challenge.
All right. What's that?
If you could wave a magic wand
Okay.
and achieve one thing in your life, what would it be? Don't hold back. Dream big.
Okay.
What legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to make on the world?
Good questions.
Take some time to reflect on these questions.
Yeah.
Write down your answers, share them with someone you trust,
Yeah.
and then start taking action.
Yes.
One step at a time
Right.
to turn that vision into a reality.
I love it.
This has been amazing.
It has.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've been inspired to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling.
I hope so too.
Until next time, keep diving deep
Yes.
and keep reaching for the stars.